Morning, Eric. How you doing? Good.
Our prayer today is, Dear Heavenly Father, today we'd like to pray to the parents, family, and friends of the 13 military soldiers who were killed August 26th in a bombing in Afghanistan. In Ohio, at age 22, Maxton William Soviak, medic in the United States Navy, was taken. To his parents, hold on to his memory and know that they are with you always. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near. All-powerful God, we honor today those men and women, our sons and daughters, husbands and wives, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, who have laid down their lives for our country, whether weary or emboldened, quiet or defiant, vulnerable or ready when you called them home. Their sacrifice is too humbling for words. Accept these uttered in your prayers. Loving Lord, bless them forever in your eternal peace. Cherish their spirit, honor their commitment, send them our love, and we will never forget their service they have gave. For all those who disrespect our flag have never been handed a folded one. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, let's start out with Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute the minutes of the meeting July 13th. 2021.
Ralph, this was the one.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Abstain.
Commissioner Lennon.
Aye.
Commissioner Rea.
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning.
Today's financials include an appropriations transfer from the Commissioner's Office, our miscellaneous capital transfers account, to the Commissioners and the Building Department's equipment line items to purchase new copiers. Among the encumbrances are a travel request from the Commissioner's Office to attend the 2021 OPELRA Conference, and a contract PO from Community Development to acquire Fire Protection Incorporated for the CDBG block grant to install 21 fire suppression system hoods. Among the vouchers are $1,253,639.85 from the Commissioner's Office to Donnelly's Independence Incorporated for pay request number 10 for the new county office building project, and $324,042.60 from the Engineer's Office to Eclipse Company LLC for pay request number 1 on the asphalt resurfacing of Washington Street, sections F through J. And finally, a revenue certification from the Auditor's Office for the first receipt of federal grants from the American Rescue Plan.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Morning.
Hey,
Morning,
how
Nick.
are you?
Good. Item on the agenda is requesting the board approve and authorize Commissioner Lennon to sign the Ohio Public Works Commission Appendix E disbursement certification number 1 and final for the replacement of the Thompson Road Bridge, Thompson Township, in the amount of $34,240.
All right.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner Rea.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Just you second. Okay.
Back here.
Does Nick want this now or no?
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I wanted to quickly introduce Tammy Lazari. She's our new administrative assistant.
Hi.
I don't think she hasn't met everybody yet, so I wanted to bring her along.
Great.
Okay, so the first planning commission item is a replat in the Rivers Edge subdivision. This was at the August 10th planning commission meeting. They had to perform a lot line adjustment because the house was over the property line. And then Mr. Tomei, the property owner, is here if the commissioners have any questions. But otherwise, it said intent to split .113 acres from one sublot and add it to the other one, and then the same thing, that property owner is transferring the same amount of land back to the other property owner. Again, Rivers Edge subdivision, sublots 121 and 122. There were some issues or questions related to the location of the septic system to make sure the septic wasn't split and sold away. but that was resolved. The property owner was able to locate the septic system. So this was approved at the August 10th planning.
So, the new owner, the current owner, will own both pieces then now?
So,
Or
no,
just
so,
combining?
yeah, Melissa Biro is selling .113 acres to Mary Ellen Gallagher, and Mary Ellen Gallagher is then transferring .113 acres of her land back to Melissa Biro. So it's an even transfer, so the acreages really aren't changing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was, Melissa Biro's house actually is the one that encroached over the property line.
Okay.
So that was definitely a big item that needed to be corrected prior to the sale of the house.
Very good. Okay.
All right.
Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
How did you guys realize that? Did they do a survey or something?
Yes, I think, Mr. Jovet, is that the?
I'm Melissa.
Oh, Melissa, I didn't see you sitting there, sorry.
In the sale of our home, it was discovered with a survey.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you guys working with one another to get that done.
Oh, no worries.
Usually
Yeah.
we've got a portable boxing ring that we usually put out in the parking lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Item 5 on the agenda is another replat. This is actually for a consolidation of 2 parcels, sublots 31 and 32 in the Clover Ridge subdivision in Russell Township. This one also had some issues, but it was all resolved. The property owner purchased the other sublot, tore the house down, and is in the process. This is to consolidate the 2 sublots. And then there was also a question from the health department regarding proper abandonment of the water well and the septic, and that has since been corrected
Okay.
and resolved.
Very good.
So it'll create a new revised sublot 32R.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
more exciting here?
Date those.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
make sure that they're dated and then when they come together?
Okay. Each one of us did it?
Nope, just up
They're
at the
just
top.
Oh,
across
okay.
the top.
Yeah.
What am I waiting for? I'm sorry, I was
So
talking.
you can, you can take them with you.
Take 'em
Okay,
with you.
I would.
Great.
Sounds
You're good to
good.
go.
Thank you, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, everybody. Yep.
Okay. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Morning.
All right. So we have a contract here today. It's a state contract. It's for Spectrum Internet Service at the MSI site. We had this at the West G Plaza, but due to the change in address, we had to do a new contract. So it's $49.99 a month for us to have internet services.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Mhm.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Marty's not here.
Okay.
This is
Jerry.
just for their 2019 grant or program to amend the scope of work in the budget for the grant and to extend the date of the completion to January 31st of next year. This is giving them time to finish up the project. So
Okay.
get started.
Very good.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon. Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes. Water resources.
The first item for water resources, Steve, is actually in Africa.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So the first item is their tower painting project, awarding or executing the contract agreement with Viking Industrial Painting LLC for $437,900, and that is both the towers at the service center down by the hospital in the new building and the one in Bainbridge Township.
Okay, so it's for 2.
I'll
And
make
that-
that motion.
Yep. I'll
That's
second.
that's a normal company too that's done it in the past.
Yeah, they've done the work plenty of years, and
This
the
is
ones that are out in Minnesota, or
No,
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
They specialize in
Yeah,
this
they
or something?
go all over the country.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, good. And that's for 2 completely redone?
Yeah, they're-
Yeah, head to toe.
head to toe.
How long do you think that, how often do they have to redo that? So-
We repaint those towers about anywhere between 6 and 10 years,
Mm.
depending on the weather. So
Okay.
it's constantly getting the weather and they're, you know, up above everything, so they're getting hit by winds and everything else.
Mhm, mhm.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay.
Item number 9. Kelly, you have the floor.
So we're asking you to approve a one-time waiver of the Section 125 plan's 30-day time limit for qualifying event to change one employee's healthcare plan due to a delay caused by obtaining legal paperwork. We have an employee of ours whose spouse obtained their own healthcare insurance, and she just wants to remove him from her plan. They applied for this insurance back in April, but everything's so backed up, it wasn't approved until August for them.
Okay.
So we just need to retro it back.
Very good.
It's beyond our 30-day compliance.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Resolution.
You want to come up and?
Or Ned.
Okay. So,
Appreciate it. How are you?
on the 23rd of August, we received a petition from Hampden Township to requesting the commissioners to
Vacate.
vacate the public right-of-way upon all of Hampton Hills Drive and Wildwood Drive. There is a map showing those locations.
Been there?
No.
Oh my God, it's a nice field. It was never put in. It was never platted and never developed.
Okay.
So they're requesting to
Take it.
vacate it.
Yeah.
So that starts the process of acknowledging, so the first action, number 10, is to acknowledge receipt from Hampden Township of the petition. And then number 11 is requesting the commissioners to approve the first resolution of convenience and necessity
Mhm.
for the proposed vacation of the right-of-way on Hampden Hills and Wildwood, and to set a public hearing for Tuesday, September 28th at 10 o'clock a.m. during regular session, and advertising on September 9th and the 16th of August.
And this dates back to 1958,
57.
57? Mhm.
All the sublots are owned by one LLC.
I see.
I think there's 5 total
Okay.
adjoining property owners.
So let me ask you a quick question. So it shows these plots are 1 acre. So was this going to be?
Well, Linda left, so.
Oh, right here.
Oh, she's still here.
Well, the
I
fourth is
thought it
still
was on the
here.
agenda. No, the property owner's intent is to consolidate all of that land under their ownership and create 2 very large lots.
Because what's the total acreage then of this?
60 some acres.
40, the real estate number 2 is a subdivision of 41.1072 acres.
Okay. And then, yeah, I'm thinking 60 because they're also wanting to include some land that's in Lake County because that's borders Lake County, Leroy Township.
Mm.
So, but yeah, the intent is to vacate, they don't want to develop the subdivision, so they wanted to vacate it in order
Okay.
to consolidate it and make 2 very large lots.
Gotcha.
At least that's the intent at this point.
If I remember correctly, there was a phase 1 to this, that was the properties that fronted on 166 Rock Creek Road that have been subdivided and built on, but the subdivision hasn't been.
Because today,
That's
would this be possible to happen with these 1 acres?
No, I did talk to the property owner about that because of health department restrictions with septic systems.
Right.
If they were to try to do that, probably maybe 20 or 22 lots would probably be max.
Right, that's what I was. Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to do this.
They wouldn't be able
No.
to do this. And
No.
this wouldn't be, they wouldn't even be able to really move forward on this either now, right?
No, not really with the
With
way that
the septic system
Correct.
requirements are.
Mhm.
it just wouldn't be feasible, the health department. If they had pursued it, then the health department would probably have said, no, you're gonna have to consolidate 1 or
Right.
more lots together. So
Or
I
they would
think
have
that-
to like create their own plant or something. I mean,
Yeah, I mean
it's-
theoretically, they could replat it, but they didn't pursue that. They
I
want to
see.
just do consolidate into 2 large lots.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the zoning started in early 70s, so this guy got this in 57 and figured I got this in, when I'm ready to go, they'll grandfather it in, and we'll go. But economy and stuff just kind of shut them down, so.
Luckily he didn't, because we'd probably be looking at having the sewer in.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So do you need a motion for that, Christie?
So the first, number 10 was to acknowledge receipt of the resolution from Hampton Township, and then number 11 is to approve and execute the resolution 21-109, establishing the public hearing.
Yep, I'll make a motion on both.
Okay, second.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank
see
you
ya.
for your,
You're like a no-brainer there.
Yeah. Public-
Don't worry, there's more coming.
Good morning, how are you?
Morning.
Hello. How you doing today?
Very
Good.
Thanks for taking the time.
You bet, you bet.
So I'm Mandy Nagel, I'm the communications rep over at the plant.
And then I'm Michael Bianchik, so I am the PMP liaison for Geauga County EMA and Ashtabula EMA. I just wanted to see some faces in case we ever have to work together. Hopefully we
Very
never
good.
have to, right?
So you know, I see Roger sitting back there,
Yeah, he's here to
obviously.
support.
Yep.
And I'm actually hoping we do get to work together.
Yeah.
In a different capacity, of
right,
course, yeah,
right.
so.
So the last year or two, right, we haven't been able to do any of our drills, right?
Yeah, the last one was 2020.
Was it 2020? Did we, well, wasn't it?
We did virtual.
Virtual.
tabletop.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
So, what's the plans for this year? Are we gonna try and do a, no?
There's nothing for this year. There's no evaluated drills this year, but next year there is our huge hostile action-based drill in September,
Okay.
which will be NRC evaluated.
And that'll include all the counties and
All the counties
Mhm.
and other departments now, because this is more of a hostile action-based drill, so
Oh, okay.
more FBI, sheriff, police, fire.
Okay,
It's the biggest drill you can have in a nuclear facility.
I see. Very good.
And how long have you had these positions?
I started in October 2019,
Mhm.
so I was on board for, 4 months and then
Right.
COVID hit. So so half of my job is doing like the internal communications, and then the other half is going out and doing some external
Right.
communications.
And you replaced, what was the lady's name that used to?
Wendy?
Wendy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So for the
yeah.
nuclear side, yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I'm the new Wendy for the nuclear side.
Yeah.
So finally, we're able to kind of go out, meet people, do some events, kind of
Mhm.
remind people that we're still operating and continuing.
At least for a week or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
No, good.
Yeah, so we just wanted to put faces.
Okay.
Yeah, no, very good.
So more or less external affairs?
Yes, yeah. So if there's ever any events or anything, you just reach out and we can try to support in any way we can.
Very
Okay.
good.
Have you ever been asked, why didn't they ever start
The other.
the other?
Unit 2?
Unit 2.
Every time someone comes for a tour.
Yeah.
So they started and they realized it would just be too expensive to continue. So they
Mhm.
got about, what, they say like 60% of the way. And then,
Mhm.
yeah. So anytime anyone comes out for a tour, they ask the question.
Right. I worked there in '85.
Yeah?
Construction, cement finisher.
Did you do the Unit 2?
No, no. It was Unit 1.
Unit 1?
So you got some good stories to tell us another time.
Yeah.
Another time. Another
Some of
time.
them are actually words on the podcast.
You run into people a lot. Did, yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah,
a lot of,
he
it's
worked
created a
on a
lot
lot
of
of them.
jobs, for
Yeah.
sure.
And we put in cement around the nuclear,
The containment?
yeah,
Oh,
contained
cool.
300 yards in one day.
I was gonna say, that's a
A lot
lot.
of cement.
We just dumped it down. Finished the top. So,
Now, do they still maintain their security barrier like on the water where so much of a distance away still? What is that?
I don't know who
And
does
it's still marked out there for the fishermen and stuff that,
You mean like the 5 mile, 2 mile, 10 mile, for like the blast radius?
no, for the lake, I know that they,
Oh,
Security barrier.
yeah,
perimeter.
security distance from it.
You mean for boating and stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah, when they go there, you either call, because I used to work in security, so we can either call the Coast Guard or we just watch them monitor.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows to fish around that boat.
Right, yeah, they do, yeah.
So, we don't, 99% of the time, we do not bother the fishermen.
Okay.
If they start getting weird, where they look like they're gonna come on the land, then we'll.
Sure.
We'll talk to them. But that hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
Now, if something happens negative up at the nuclear plant, there's probably been since the day it opened up as a plan, evacuate the schools and factories and stuff, and then bring them down to Jaga County or even farther. And that's some of the things that you guys go over once a year.
So, when we do our integrated drills, which you guys aren't a part of, when we do our evaluated drills, the EMA, where Roger's at, they have the sheriffs, and we train the fire departments, we train the bus drivers, they know who to pick up and where to go. So we don't actually we've never done that physically.
Right.
It's more of just talked about. But yeah, it's in the plan, and everyone is trained yearly on how to do it, bus drivers, like I said, fire departments, school boards. So everyone is fully aware. We're actually in the middle of doing that right now for Lake Geogga and Asheville County.
Okay.
We have an EOC training on October 15th.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'll see.
We had to move it from the 14th to the 15th because we have session that day. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
Because you can never be too ready for any negative event.
Like I said, I always knock on wood. I like you guys, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. No, very good. No, we appreciate you guys coming out. And,
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So do you have business cards to?
I do it back up.
Okay.
Okay. so-
Great, well, if there's anything you need from us ever, feel free. And Roger, do you have any questions, anything?
No,
Yeah.
I've been working with them.
Okay, I figured. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Yep,
Yep.
take care now.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Do have one addition to the agenda. Andrea Scheid from Transit has been out on medical leave, unpaid medical leave, and she's coming up on the 6 months of that. She was sent for a work evaluation, a return to work evaluation. We have not got the report back yet. So what I'm asking is for the three of you to authorize me as county administrator to initiate any of the necessary actions once we do get that report. That could be extending her unpaid medical leave. It could be initiating the disability separation, or it could be a couple other things too. So just
Okay.
authorizing me to be able to do that.
Very good. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
No, I think they were waiting for Linda to.
No, I'm just, they're just walking around out there.
Tim and I'll be
So
pulling
they're
it out
waiting
there.
for the temporary ring to.
You ready to rumble?
Anything else?
I don't have anything.
No, that was all I had.
Public comment for today?
Mr. Quaid's gone.
That is a fact, yes.
Now some other things have to be taken care of.
Okay.
Thursday, fair, junior fair stage, 10 o'clock.
Yep, Thursday at the fair, 10 o'clock, junior fair stage.
This week.
Yes.
2 days. 2 days from today.
And then next week, we meet on Thursday here on the 9th because of Labor Day.
Is that next week?
Right.
Pretty good.
Motion to adjourn?
I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Don't run off.
Dude, this
because,
guy.
My sister was up in
Was she?
Yeah.
So, are you gonna be able to make the 10 o'clock or else it's Thursday or not?
Take care of it.
Yeah,
we have
So,
medical.
Well, you're busy. I'm
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna go
We
to
were
Nowaka
retired.
on the 10th, Nowaka is on the 10th.
No.
On the 11th, I don't know.
I used to
what
run
we're gonna
parks
do
for my
because,
dad over there.
I don't know
Like,
what we're
on
gonna
a
do.
weekly
But
basis,
hopefully
that
there's not gonna be any.
Did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I
Yes.
would like to see if I can call a quick work through.
Sure.
That's the one that they emailed you about.
Oh, yes.
That's Mandy's.
Yep.
But the email I had sent you,
Okay.
yes.
When I was
Good deal.
I've aged.
Well, and it's me, sir. On that.
No, I did.
If you want to come up, come
That's
on.
when I was on the aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Once you're done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, once you're
Oh,
done.
no, I put in my time and I've aged.
Christie, where are we signing these at?
I've had a hard
Do you need
life.
glasses? It has your name.
I've been eating a little bit.
I
but
can get you glasses.
You know, that's under the, what is that?
This picture has
The Old
a date
People's
on it.
Act.
Oh, yeah.
All I know is, I don't
Elderly
know
abuse.
who wrote this contract, but they didn't give you very much
That's elderly
room.
abuse.
Right.
I've got to get my certificate updated.
Depends, are you armed
It
or
shows you how
unarmed?
big the aircraft carrier is.
Okay.
Well, anybody in this
Come on
room
up.
better be unarmed.
Well,
technically,
if
we're talking.
Since
you're a sheriff's deputy,
you would know. Pizza fair, you're not supposed to identify.
we all
It
manage.
doesn't matter, you're not wearing a government building.
Actually, you are correct on that.
The sign is on the
You
door.
are correct on that. Yes, that is a technicality.
Yes, it is.
So, I found out on Wednesday, 5 PM, is going to be a special Board of Health meeting to determine the next, or the next steps of the Health Commissioner
At
thing.
least I have something to show my grandson.
So, that's what I found out.
They keep grandma.
Next Wednesday.
This one's,
Oh, this
2
one.
days, or tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yep.
at 5 o'clock, at Building 8.
Yep. Yeah, I tried to get hold of Rich Moreno since Friday morning. Trying to sort of and I couldn't get it, so there wasn't much I can do.
What kind of meeting?
10 seconds after I get an email back from her, with her chewing me out because I couldn't get much. Phone rings, guess who it is?
Rich Brown.
I'll try to do
Oh, nice. The board is keeping it in the
They
shop.
aren't gonna publicize it, they aren't gonna have the.
Like,
It was like-
from Friday, I called the office and they said, what I'm supposed to do is take your name and number down and we'll get a representative to reach out to you.
Today, that should be interesting.
Haven't heard from him. I called him 3 times.
I don't know. He was gonna use.
On Friday, the third time I called, I said, no, I need information on the deadline. So, can you get the way
You know,
to
like your face.
And then I had to get questions answered.
I think like what,
So,
here's what.
get one of the representatives to give me a call. I got the contact, and I was like, are you
I didn't know
also
it
able
was
to
soon.
answer a few questions of mine? No, I'm not authorized to do
But
that.
that's tomorrow.
Well, you know, Ralph's reasons, you know, his opinion.
If you want Rich Brown to call you back, just tell him you're looking for a realtor, you want to buy a house.
You're not, yeah.
That's a
Yeah, he is.
You really-
That's a completely different
Yeah, right.
When is the